Welcome to Geeks Corner. I'm Mr. Daps.
I'm Katie.
Those affected by seasonal allergies, it just means that their ancestors basically had superpowers of rejecting disease, and that's the leftovers. My fact tonight is brought to you by the warning that I'm going to sneeze really loud probably a couple times.
Please don't. Please don't. Wow. We got an echo tonight. That was exciting. So if you sneeze, just go under the table and it'll be fine.
And if you want to yell at me about sneezing, use the hashtag Geeks Corner. Hashtag Geeks Corner on Twitter is how you can talk at us and we may talk back.
Tell him not to sneeze.
I might sneeze.
Don't sneeze. Nobody wants to hear you sneeze. Am I wrong?
No.
Nobody wants to hear him sneeze. See, even everybody in the audience is saying, nope, we don't want to hear him sneeze.
Everybody.
Well, we got people coughing in the audience,
yeah.
So that's okay too. All right, let's move right into the show. We're going to start at Disney's Hollywood Studios, where Mickey and Minnie's Runaway train has new concept art that has been revealed, and it shows the train with Goofy at the engineer station, or engineering the train. I don't know. There we go. You can see it if you're watching on YouTube. And it gives us a little bit of a look of what we'll be experiencing in 2019 when the attraction opens at Disney's Hollywood Studios. So what do you think of this attraction so far?
I think it's cute.
I think that's exactly what it's going to be.
Yeah, I think it won't necessarily be anything of insane Disney lore or... I don't know. I think it'll be cute though. Like, I don't think it's going to be offensive in either direction. I think like it's going to be fun, and I think people that are upset about the Great Movie Ride are going to be upset about the Great Movie Ride, and they're going to go on it and be like, it's Mickey Mouse. Like, it's Mickey Mouse. It's cute.
Cameron.
I think it's going to be an excellent way to get out of the heat for a few minutes.
Accurate.
And that's not a knock on the attraction.
I wonder
whatsoever.
how long it's going to be.
I mean, the other one was, what, 10, 12 minutes probably by the time you got off of it? I assume it will be comparative. I enjoyed the previous attraction, and I think there's going to be enough similarity in this one that it's going to have the same enjoyment. Again, it's nothing to be riding home about, but middle of the day, it's going to a little warm out. That's going to be a great choice.
Do you think it's the same ride vehicle?
Yes.
Yeah, I assume.
Because it kind of looks like
yeah.
it. I thought it was going to be something maybe that moved faster, but it appears that it might be the same ride vehicle. And it might move faster. Who knows? Maybe they're giving it a new...
Through the power of imagination.
It might be rocket rods.
That's what it is. We're going to
zoom through. It'll close in a few months.
It'll take 25 seconds to go through the entire attraction.
Yeah.
If you make it all.
They're not going to redo the track. It's going to be the same cars. It's going to go really fast, and it's going to get to corners, and it's going to go... It's going to go slow turn, and then go fast.
Okay.
Rest in peace to the rocket rods.
Do you think they're going to have a big musical montage at the end of it?
Do they do musicals in those shorts?
Well, no, but remember in the end of the movie ride, they had the big, like all the screens that you would sit as you were waiting to exit, and they had the big musical montage. So do you think they'll have a big Mickey musical montage?
Mickey musical montage.
Well, there is a new song being written for this attraction. So
yeah, so
musical montage.
Musical montage. I like to imagine it's one of those kind of like
Mickey meets Silly Symphonies.
I was imagining like a nostalgic, like, here's Mickey, and here's him having fun with friends. It's gonna be like this nice, like, song over it.
I was exactly you thought like that. I was like, oh, the end of the Steve Martin film on in the Opera House.
Yes. Either way,
that would make sense.
Just wow, magic. Just with
That's the song. Wow, magic.
It's just me on repeat saying that for 3.5 minutes. So download that on iTunes. My album's coming.
It's 18 minutes long.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, well, let's move right along. Star Wars: The Last Jedi is now on Netflix, and so it's giving a new opportunity to watch it. Not that we needed more opportunities to watch Star Wars, because...
Yeah, I can't wait till the new season.
Of which one? Resistance?
No, of The Last Jedi.
Do you think it's going to get renewed?
The Last Jedi? Mm-hmm. I mean...
It's possible,
I'm trying to think of a joke with that, but no.
If we see Luke return in the next movie, it got renewed.
Yikes.
Return of the Jedi was calling it shot.
Renew of the Jedi.
Renew of the Jedi.
Renew of the Jedi.
Anyway, Last Jedi is back, and with that, it seems like, well, some of the commentary has been, but it's kind of interesting because it's now been out for 8 months since it originally hit theaters, and we saw it then, and I know my feelings on the movie have evolved over the last 8 months. Have your guys have you guys changed at all how you feel about this movie? Has it grown in how much you like it or less? Like, what do you think about this movie 8 months out?
My feelings have gotten stronger.
In what regard?
Love.
Like the Force.
Okay.
Just like the Force.
Okay.
It binds us, penetrates us. Anyway, I loved Last Jedi when I saw it in theaters. Did I see it twice in theaters? I don't remember. I saw it multiple times.
How many times did you see The Force Awakens in the theaters? I feel like it was a
4.
bunch. Okay. Anyway, keep going.
I know The Force Awakens like the back of my hand.
Mm-hmm.
What's that? Ryan Johnson?
How long you been there?
JJ, you too? Anyway, I have just, as I've gotten to see it in a home setting and watching it on Netflix, you don't have to watch it with other people. So I can rewind.
It should be the tag of Netflix. You don't have to watch it with other people. Netflix bomb.
I can cry by myself.
And that's accurate. I do cry by myself.
That's what I was guessing.
Because I've probably seen The Last Jedi 6 or 7 times now, and I cry in the same 2 parts every single time without fail.
So it's only improved with time and age.
Yeah, I think that the more I get to dissect it, the more I love.
I agree.
I too enjoyed it immediately and immensely. So that is, I think, a caveat and disclosure before we get into it, because there are many people who had a much more drastic turn over time.
Yeah.
My question, before you move on, do you think there was that many people who absolutely disliked it, or do you think they're just louder than everybody else?
I think it's less of a minority that it
We're
would
boring
be for
Katie,
the,
by the way,
the
give us a really interesting. I looked up and I'm like, oh, Katie's yawning in the monitor. Anyway, keep
Yawning
Katie
in the
slept
Monitor,
45 minutes.
our new album.
Yeah.
yawning in the monitor.
Yes. I think there are more people than are normally the vocal minority for complaining about something, but it's still not a huge percentage.
I say it can't be with the amount of money this thing's
No,
brought
it's
in.
making just hand over fist. But point being, my
Yes.
enjoyment of the
Sorry.
film. I enjoyed it after my first watching in the same way I enjoy Transformers movie by Michael Bay, which is to say I can immediately leave after watching a Michael Bay movie and go, yeah, because it's, you know, that's
There's lots of awesome moments.
That's when Michael Bay ends, though, is after you leave the theater, you're like, that's it, and you get the experience. I had that same feeling, but after watching it many more times now, being able to pause it and scrutinize over every scene as you do, there's an extreme amount of depth to this film that I hesitate to say to the naysayers may be missing because it is above their playing field.
I think you might be right.
There is so much.
I've caught something every time I've watched it.
There's so much depth and I mean, I don't want to keep harping on the word depth, but like subversion of trope in the film and a lot of I mean, balance, obviously, with Force, but like balance in filmmaking style between the beginning and the end of the film. So many good individual directorial moments that you don't notice, but you know they're there by the tone of the end of the film. And if you take time to look at them, they're amazing.
And talk about well written.
Yeah, so good.
Like
so
I heard somebody say that they thought this was one of the best written Star Wars movies of all time, and at first, my first thought was, no, that can't be true because the new one can never be the best.
That's impossible.
Yeah, and
Oh no!
Search all feelings.
but as you start thinking about it more and more and more, there is a very good chance that this is one of the best written Star Wars films of all time. And I really think as time goes further and further by, we're going to be comparing it as fairly or unfairly as we should with The Empire Strikes Back.
Definitely.
And I have a feeling for a certain generation, it is better than
Empire.
Absolutely.
it'll
Yeah.
be better than Empire. And
Well, I'll second the writing choice by Mark Hamill's speech alone during the first lesson is, I think, one of the best written scenes in Star Wars history, where he's describing the nature of the Force and the dark side and light side.
Oh, totally.
That's the best 5 minutes in cinematography in the last decade, and yeah, fight me.
Well, and I think Ryan Johnson did a really good job too of making moments like that and doing it in a way that doesn't go too far any one direction.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is a movie with all that happens that you could totally walk out completely depressed. However,
It did.
he throws in all these whimsical, fun moments also, whether it's through the locals that keep having their things destroyed by Rey, or these, I don't know,
The fish
awkward,
nuns?
yeah,
Fish
the
nuns.
awkward moments with Rey and Kylo Ren that are.
Yeah, more and more, the shirtless choice I think was one of the best choices in the film.
It's ridiculous.
It's the
ridiculous.
stupidest thing, and I had a visceral reaction to it.
I think
that
everybody
all
did.
did.
Yeah,
We
that
all
I
just-
thought was negative at the time, but the more I've thought about it, no,
It was brilliant.
Yeah,
it was
so good.
It was really a smart move, and I think Rian Johnson really did a good job of. Yes, he went through some really heavy, sad, emotional places for Star Wars fans, but he also gave us a little bit of what we wanted to, even though we didn't know we wanted it. Like one of the brilliant moments, a bug just flew by me.
Please don't.
I
I heard
one of
it,
the-
and I saw you look, and I went, "Oh no!"
I still hear it, but that's okay. But one of the brilliant moments, I think that he really gave us something great was the Millennium Falcon and the battle at the end.
Yeah.
And, that's maybe needed, maybe not, but it really is something that emotionally was needed. Like, it didn't necessarily push the story along any direction. Yeah, it got rid of some TIE fighters, but it really, I thought, was a
The
fantastic
difference between
moment.
fan service and serving the fans.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
Who's talking
Yeah.
now?
You
I
had your
get
hand
to
up.
talk?
Go.
Okay, it looked like you pointed at him, and I went, "Okay."
I didn't really
Cameron
point to
talks
anybody,
now.
I was just-
He just went big gesture.
Room.
He went, "One of you, go on."
I was using the Force, but it didn't work.
It's because you didn't do your hand right.
Okay.
Anyway,
That's a class at the Jedi Academy. How to hand.
yeah, you can't just put
Two-finger Jedi
fingers.
points. Yeah.
Yes. I still think it had an immediate impact on me when I saw it the first time, and the more I've gotten to see it in a home setting, the more it is beautiful. The poetic nature of the fact that this is Carrie Fisher's last film, and her last scenes that we see her in, no one knew that it was her last, but you almost feel like it's a send-off for Leia, and it's a send-off for Carrie Fisher, and that's why I cry every time. I cry between her saying, like, when they go to say "May the Force be with you," at the same time she goes, "You go, I've said it enough." And then
Yeah.
the scene with her and Luke at the end, it's the most beautiful, poetic send-off to the character and to Carrie Fisher. And the fact that with absolutely no one knew anything was going to happen. It wasn't like there was any foretelling of this coming. So the fact that we got such just... it's my favorite scenes.
Well, and add that even more is they thought they were setting up for the Carrie Fisher movie.
Yeah.
Like, number 3 was supposed to be all Leia.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's...
Oops, all Leia.
But
Oops.
the fact that it turned out to be a perfect send-off also,
Yeah.
like, is almost more of a testament to how strong this is. And then there's a thing that popped out. I don't remember who caught it this week, but the lightsaber... what is she doing?
The
The
sparring.
forms, the sparring.
Yeah, the Rey on the rock.
Yeah, Ray on the Rock. Ray versus the
Rey
Rock.
on the rocks.
Ray versus the Rock on...
Oh, I want to watch that. Oh, so good.
He wouldn't stand a chance.
No, he wouldn't. He would be too nice. He'd be like, "Oh."
That would be the funny part is he'd get like force pushed against a wall and
He'd
yeah.
start doing the haka from Moana, and it'd be so good.
Yes.
Yeah, he'd try to sing to her.
I would watch that.
That would be funny.
I
But
watch that so much.
anyway, when she's doing her sparring with The Rock, it turns out it's pretty much the same as what Kylo Ren does against Luke. What is that? 30 minutes later, an hour later.
That's
I don't
an hour
remember.
later.
An hour later. I don't know. It goes so
Several
fast.
hours later.
I was like, the exact timestamps actually.
But you start seeing those things happening, and you just realize the brilliance of everything. Like, everything is planned, as opposed to, I think, some other of the Star Wars movie is more of like, this would feel right, or it was kind of a that'll work.
That'll do, pig.
I mean, don't you think?
I mean, the German advertisements based on Star Wars are a perfect example of that'll work. Have you ever watched Mark Hamill in German commercials
No.
for Star Wars?
Can't say I have.
He's wearing like a gold jumpsuit. It's fantastic.
Oh,
Go
we need to
find
find
it.
these.
Yes.
That's exciting.
Treat yourself this evening, friends.
Okay.
And he's speaking a little bit of German too. It's so good.
That sounds terrible.
But yes, I think you hit on a very good point. We are, 7 months out now from it?
Yes.
People are still going to be talking and discovering about stuff about this movie for years, which is it's the same thing you could say
Well,
about
they really have
One
to
Flew
for
Over the
another,
Cuckoo's Nest and-
17
yeah.
months, because it's going to be a while till the
Yeah,
next one.
But I'm just saying, that puts it in the realm of the greats, because the greats are the ones you keep talking about.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, definitely. Do you think the controversy surrounding this movie, though, ended up doing a disservice to Solo?
Yes.
yeah.
Like,
No.
I really think the reason Solo there's two things that I think, because it was a really fun movie. Like, we all walked out of it buzzing, I thought. But I think it got hurt by all of the controversy following Last Jedi. And then I also wonder if they could have bumped it back 6 months. Like, if there might have been a little bit too much Star Wars. Like, we just got the DVD for The Last Jedi. We're watching that, and suddenly it's Solo, which I can't wait for that one to come to Netflix. Like, that one I want to watch and rewatch over and over again, because I think there's going to be lots of things we haven't caught in that as well.
Oh, yeah.
And I think a lot of them are connected to the TV shows, which excites me too. Cool. So quickly rating your top 3 Star Wars films. Does this fit in the top 3?
Yes.
And if so, where? What's your 1, 2, 3?
First and second are a tie for me.
Which would be Empire
and the current film.
Okay.
And at number 3, I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to. And we're out of time.
Sorry, guys.
No, should have thought faster.
This is why you don't put water on them.
I'm probably gonna go with Return.
That's a good choice.
Just because.
Thank you.
It's another example of adapting to need of the actors, and there's so much stuff similarly that happened behind the scenes that made them make the choices they did in 6, and I think that always makes for a better product if it's done well.
Okay.
I have the millennial answer. Empire, Force Awakens, Last Jedi. 1, 2, 3.
What about Force Awakens?
I just love... So...
Is it because it was the first new one that you got to experience for the first time?
That was prequels, though.
Yeah, for us.
Yeah. They were prequels.
I was introduced to Star Wars all of 3 years ago. So the first new release for me was The Force Awakens. And it took the... Like, because I had already watched the original trilogy up to that point. I actually already watched all 6 movies up to that point. And it was just so fun. And... that was that was the moment when I saw the Millennium Falcon when they're like, the garbage will do. That was when I like was crying and I was like, I need a Millennium Falcon tattoo. And it was just
and so she did.
And so I did. But I felt an emotional connection and just such like extreme joy over seeing it on a big screen that I hadn't had an opportunity to do yet. So The Force Awakens just holds a special place in my heart.
Okay. And I'd actually agree with Cameron. I kind of come close on the original Star Wars too for that third spot, but at the end of the day, I enjoy watching Last Jedi or Return of the Jedi more than I enjoy watching the original. Like the original has the emotional attachment because that's the first, but Return of the Jedi is just fun.
It's a fun movie.
And it's got one of the most solid Star Wars soundtracks.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Oh yeah, it does.
Like that choral thing that's going on for the Empire or the Emperor is just ridiculously amazing. Like
to compare another geeky property, it's the same reason I at any time can sit down and watch Return of the King, because it concludes so nicely.
7 times.
7, 8, 9 times in Return of the King, yes. But to be able to get the finality out of that in that film pushes up the list for me.
That is the always go to lube before you watch that movie in a movie theaters movie.
Is it labeled lube because it's Lord of the Rings? Or
it should be, because if you don't and you have those 8 endings, you are not having
11s,
fun.
Actually, there's
11s. Okay, 11sies and onesies.
Also, I thought you said go to Lou, and I was like, Lou?
No.
Why are we going to Lou?
Yeah, you know.
Why are we doing that?
Okay.
That's what my brain did. Anyway, welcome to
Bailey
my
says on Twitter that
insight.
for her Star Wars, I give my top 3 Star Wars movies once I've watched Empire Strikes Back, but Rogue One is up there for me, so fight me. I actually wouldn't fight you on that. I think it's a solid film. As I've said before, my biggest question mark with Rogue One is what is the time between the end of Rogue One and the beginning of A New Hope? And if it's a bigger gap of time, I'm okay with it.
I've been pursuing you for 30 seconds.
Yeah, if they literally just left and they catch up.
I have no idea what you're talking about. We're on a peaceful mission. I just saw you.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm hoping there's a
and she
book
only
or something.
had one outfit.
Well, you know.
Or 30 of the same.
That's what I'd like to go
White
with.
is so in this year.
I mean, now that we've seen how many what were they, tunics, cloaks that Lando had in the Millennium Falcon.
No.
Okay.
I would like to think that she has an equal amount of white garb.
Also, I won't fight you, but you're wrong.
Oh.
Just that's completely unbiased opinion.
Unbiased.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's for another show. Moving right along, we have started a new program called the DAPS Magic Makers. We posted about it today on DAPS Magic, and it's our support network. And really, this is so that we can be creating more content for all of you. And we've gotten our first supporter, who is Paul at Window to the Magic. So
Hi, Paul.
shout out to Paul. And if you haven't checked out his podcast yet, you really should. It's one of the, I think it's one of the longest running Disney podcasts out there.
Definitely.
I've known Paul, I think I met him in 2005. And he
Thousands of years ago when the dinosaurs walked the
Instagram
earth.
didn't exist.
Turkey forefathers came to this country.
But Paul is really cool because he walks around Disneyland with microphones in his ears.
Yes.
That's neat.
And it is.
It's really cool.
And in the first couple times I met him, I was afraid to say anything around him because I just didn't know what was going to happen.
See, I would have had the exact opposite urge of making a Neum sound while running around his head.
He would let you.
Yeah, he totally would.
But as time has gone by, I've really come to appreciate Paul, and also his podcast is just really fun. He does lots of different things as he walks around the parks and creates different shows. So definitely go and check his site out and his podcast out.
Yes.
And sometime we're gonna have him on the show.
Eventually.
We need to get him booked and get him in here.
Hit on something good. This is not competition. Other people that are talking about Disney and geeky things. Collaborative. We like your stuff. You like our stuff.
Yeah.
We all
Stuff is
offer
good.
different things.
There's lots of great people out there that we'd love to collaborate with, and we've had fun with Paul and Calvin in the parks the last couple months, and it's always a hoot. You never know what's going to come up. So it's true, right? Yeah. So anyway, you can go to patreon.com/dapsmagic and see all of our different tiers there, and see how you can become a DAPS Magic Maker as well.
This isn't excluding anyone. Like, we're still gonna put out our same content.
We just want to raise the bar.
We just really want to raise the bar, and if you find it in your heart to put a place for DAPS Magic in there, we would be so incredibly grateful. And there's some really awesome perks in there that we spent a really long time with a lot of Google Docs making. So if you find it anywhere in your soul and your heart and your brain to give... Spleen. Yeah, spleen.
And the more we do, the better
donate
it'll
your
get.
kidney.
That'd be perfect.
Also, worth noting on that, yes, we put these levels out here because the support is really what allows us to improve. If it is absolutely incapable for you to do it comfortably, do not feel guilty. We are so happy to have you here.
Yeah.
You're not going to lose anything if you don't do anything.
Absolutely not.
Biggest and best thing you can do for us, absolutely free, is to share our content. We'd love more people to join the conversation. So if that's budgetarily what you can do, and we know you can because you're on the internet right now, please do that for us. It
Perfect.
means the absolute world to us, and thank you very much no matter what you're giving to us or sharing with us.
We just appreciate that you guys are here.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, the goal is to really up our game, have more videos, have more media, have more things that you can follow along with and connect with us with. One of the videos we just did was we experienced and went through Peter Pan's flight on Sunday while we played the Disney Parks Play app. And we made a video of that, and Katie posted an article about it. And as we're running a little bit short on time, just quick thoughts. What do you think of the Disney Parks Play app? And what's your favorite part about it?
I'm surprised that I liked it so much.
It's fun.
It's very fun, and it brings everyone together in ways I didn't expect. Like,
Yeah.
we were all playing, and there was like probably 6 of us.
Yeah, we were all engaged.
Yeah, and then the fact that there are interactive things in the queue that you can do with Bluetooth is even cooler.
And they have trivia games also when
I
you're
like the
not in the
trivia
queue.
games.
I actually, if we had more time, I was going to pull out one of the trivia games and do it live.
Oh no.
No, we'd be fine.
No, we'd be fine.
And then they also have,
1955.
yes.
July 17th.
They also have music playlists that I've been listening to nonstop for the last week since they put them out, but it's from different areas of the park, whether it's Main Street, New Orleans Square, it's all of the lands, but they also have Epcot World Showcase, and that makes me happy.
Do they have a channel that is nothing but Whistle Stop from Robin Hood? Because that's my channel. Like, I'm all about that.
You can ask them. That would be really funny.
That's it. That's
That'll
on
be-
repeat.
That is fun. It'll be
Hours.
stuck in your head for the next week. Yes. In less happy news, Disney this last week closed DisneyToon Studios. This is the studio behind the Planes franchise. It's behind Disney Ferries. It's done a lot of, it kind of picked up the direct-to-home movie stuff for the Disney company. I guess it's probably 12, 14 years ago, something like that. Is this good? Is this bad? I think part of it probably is a monetary thing.
Yeah.
That people just aren't buying as many Blu-rays and DVDs as they did before. I mean, I can even tell you I don't get as many DVDs to review as I did 5 years ago. And I think it's just because
Everything's download.
we have Netflix and soon there's going to be this Disney streaming service. What do you think about the closure of this?
I mean, it is really just a sign of the times. I don't view it so much as a loss. I mean, other than in name, I guarantee.
I'm sure it's going to move over somewhere.
Here's the thing, and this is a good general note for anything and anyone in this industry. Storytellers are storytellers. It's where they're now telling the stories is the only thing that's really changed.
Yep.
This studio really focused in a way that is not applicable anymore, but the storytellers are still working.
Well, and if this deal with 21st Century Fox goes through for Disney, it's not like they're going to be short on animation studios.
Yeah, they're going to have a few.
Like, that's a game changer in the world of animation in many respects. And I don't know that we don't have the time to get into all that right now, but
we're really drawn to it, though.
There you go. But that would be an interesting conversation to have too. Is just all of the different animation studios, but also just programming that's going out that potentially would come under the Disney umbrella. That would be ridiculous. So would you suggest the Disney Parks play? Or no, we're Disney. I'm
Jumping back.
looking at my notes and looked at the wrong spot. So doesn't matter. DisneyToon Studios.
I
hope the people still have jobs.
Yeah,
but,
absolutely.
Yeah, they do. I mean, anyone in that creative industry, I think, has a certain expectation of temporariness of their position.
Yep.
Kind of comes with the show. So,
I've always heard that.
Yeah.
Over at Hollywood Studios, Toy Story Land opened this last weekend. I think for me, the highlight of the entire 4 days of festivities, whatever you want to call it, was Tim Allen showing up and enjoying the area.
Walking around was very cool.
That's pretty much the best thing ever. What do you think of Toy Story Land? Very briefly, go.
It's cute.
Cute?
I think cute. It's a small word, but it's very applicable. Like I mean, the wait time was 4 hours for Slinkies
and then
most
5
of it?
hours to get into the land.
Ugh.
Well, that was the first day, but
Well, yeah.
But like it just shows you that it's quaint. I feel like it's another really good word, but that's just fine for getting entertainment value out of.
Exactly.
It doesn't need to be huge.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. I think it's almost like a modern fantasy land for Disney's Hollywood Studios, and they're gonna need more alternatives when Galaxy's Edge opens.
Definitely.
So I think it'll be a good place for. We're not gonna go wait for Star Wars, so we'll go over here. And
Welcome to
play
We're Not
kids.
Going to Wait for Star Wars
Yeah.
Land.
Yeah, I mean, but that's really, when you think about it, you have to have something like that, and that's probably where this Mickey and Minnie thing's coming from too.
Definitely.
Is you need to have more alternatives in the parks so that people who aren't in or can't get into Galaxy's Edge are still going to have something new and exciting to go check out. What do you most want to experience at Toy Story Land?
I mean,
Food.
I want to go on the Slinky.
yeah, Slinky.
Like, that
same.
looks so fun.
Here's the thing, and it's not the most intense thing in the world.
It just looks fun.
It looks like I would just be happy coming off of, not screaming, just happy.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It's just like, that was fun. Like, yeah, it'll be great. Hopefully we'll get to go on it soon. And finally tonight, CHOC Walk is happening on August 26th. We have a team. You can go to chocwalk.org.
Putting together a team.
DAPS Magic. We already talked about solo. And you can join our team. We'd love to get a really big team. We also would love to raise $10,000. I'm throwing it out there. That's more than we've ever raised even remotely before. But we have time to do it. We get 2 months. I think we can do that. So if you would like to join us or you'd like to support us, that'd be great. And do you guys have anything to add on to that?
If you feel like donating before Friday, there's...
Donate to me.
No, donate to me. There's a really cool opportunity that CHOC Walk is doing for fundraisers right now, where if we raise, any individual donor raises $600 before Friday, they are entered in to win tickets to the Angels and Mariners game next
So the Mariners
Wednesday.
versus Angels game. Mm-hmm.
You will get in the suite. You get food. You get all these things.
If I win,
kind of likes the Mariners.
If I win, I will wear my Mariners hat to the game, and I will tweet a picture.
To the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
Well, no, I will tweet instead of my DAPS hat. I'll wear the baseball hat.
Counteroffer. Donate to me. I don't understand
You don't even care.
sports
like
in the
baseball.
slightest. I will send videos of the entire time me eating hot dogs. Just not even looking at the field at all.
Which
I
is
mean, I'm glad people are enjoying it, but
travesty.
so that's my counteroffer. Pure hot dogs for 9 innings. I think it's 9, right?
I'm gonna throw hot dogs
cool.
at you if you win.
9 innings. How many tickets is it? I'll invite him and he can throw hot dogs.
Okay, this sounds good.
Counter offer.
Counter.
Donate to me. Baseball is my favorite sport to watch live, and also Angel Stadium has the best ice cream.
Fair. Good reasoning. Sound reasoning. I mean, I follow it. I should donate to you. Donate
But you
to me.
can watch the Angels anytime, and the Mariners are from Seattle, so opportunity is limited.
Take away the opportunity from Mr. Daps by donating to
Break
us.
his heart. All right, we are out of
we break
time
his
for
spirit.
tonight.
If you want to see other times we've broken Mr. Daps' spirit, go to thegeekscorner.com. That's thegeekscorner.com. There's more of this, but in different shirts mostly.
If you want to check out all the Disney news as it happens, you want to find our Patreon, or you want to find our CHOC Walk page, go to dapsmagic.com and check it all out and subscribe to our mailing list.
And while you're at it, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, or if you're listening to us on iTunes, subscribe there too. We'd love to hear comments from you, ratings, all of those fun things.
Leave a review. Tell us we're great.
Yeah,
Tell us we're not great. We won't
make us
listen.
feel good about ourselves. I don't know. Anyway, that is all the time we have for you this week, so we will see you around the corner.
Bye.